There is a time when God decides to change your name. There is a time God decides to take you to another level. When that time comes, we are going to go through trials. We are going to go through testings, and the testings varies according to what kind of promotion God gives you. God has changed the name of Abraham to Abraham, and he changed the name of Sarai to Sarah. God has changed the name, for example, of Jacob from Jacob to Israel. And then you need to study and know actually what happened before God changed their names. So if you look in the book of Genesis chapter 22, there is a story of Jacob wrestling with God. Let's talk about that. Now, Jacob is a man who was close to God. We know that in the beginning, he's a deceiver. He deceives his brother to get the blessing. But when you look very well, you can see that his brother was very weak. After Jacob left, he went and he married the Gentiles women who did not honor God. And these women became a thorn to Abraham, to Isaac and Rebekah. So we know that God intended this way because he could see in the heart of Jacob that he really loved God. His heart was with God. So he goes through many trials. After he deceives, he flees. I'm telling you, fleeing your country is not easy because you leave everything behind. You have to do long distance, warfare on the way. And then when you get to a country, you find that the country, it's not your country. Everybody speaks a different language. Everybody is a stranger. And it's not easy. I have been a refugee myself. I know how it feels. Even though God is with the refugees, after a while, he starts establishing you and prospering you because God is always with the people who are persecuted. Now, when he was there, he prospered. He worked for Laban, and he worked very hard to marry Rachel. But after working so hard for 7 years, they give him a wrong wife. Then he has to marry the wife that he really doesn't love, and he can see the wife he loves. She cannot be his wife, Rachel, and then he works another 7 years. Oh, what a trial. Then when he marries here, he finds out she cannot conceive. He prays for him to have babies. And it happened. She ended up having Joseph. But the time came for him to flee. He flees Laban because Laban was not treating him right. And God said, it's time for you to go back to the land of promise. So he goes back, and the way it's warfare because Laban pursued him as if in a war to destroy him. But God delivered him from Laban. Now he has yet to face another warfare this time, meeting a brother that you have not seen maybe in 20 years or so, the same brother you defrauded the birthright. He has to go back to him. That requires humility. And the way he was so scared that he divided his family. They go there is a division. The first group go, the second group, and so forth. And I'm going to read for you what happens before God changed his name. But you need to understand the warfare he went through. In Genesis 32, from 22 to the end of the chapter, that's when you can find this story. He was so afraid that he took his 2 wives, his 2 female servants, and his 11 children, and he had them across the stream of Jabbok. He took them and sent them across the stream, and every first that he had. So he let go of his servants, he let go of his flocks, he let go of his wives, he let go of his children, because he was afraid that if he kills these ones, I have at least these ones left. Besides, he needed to seek God and to know what to do. So in verse 23, we see that he sent everything. In verse 24, the Bible says, Jacob was left alone. This is before God changed him. Before God changed him, Jacob is left alone. That place where God strips you of everything. You have no money, you have no friend, you have no testimony, you have nothing. He was left alone. That's what happened when God is about to change your name. You have nothing, you have zero. And the man rested with him until the breaking of the day. There is one more last warfare. He wrestled with this man, a warfare that he does not understand, a warfare that he does not know. And it's now a short warfare. He wrestled with this man all night long until the breaking of the day. But guess what? There is something Jacob did. He did not give up. Then he said to this man, let me go, for the day has broken. But Jacob said, I will not let you go. So the secret, no matter where you are, no matter the warfare, do not give up. Because you are wrestling with a man who does not give up. A man this man who was wrestling with Jacob, he was not of this world. He was a man sent by God. He was not of the earthly realm. It was probably an angel of the Lord. And you know, angels do not give up. When you evangelize to people to be saved, they keep refusing and you give up. But the angels of God don't give up. You can take a break from somebody, but they don't give up. They start all over when people say no. They start all over and all over again. And so, the secret of Jacob is that he did not give up. I will not let you go unless you bless me. So God will test you to see if you give up. If you give up, what happens? Oh, I do not know. Maybe there's going to be a little promotion. But if you want to get the whole thing, you do not give up. And he said to him, what's your name? And he said, Jacob. The man knows his name, but he still asks him. Verse 28, then he said, your name shall no longer be called Jacob. I am changing your name. You will no longer be called Jacob, but Israel. There you go. There you go. Your promotion because you did not give up. For we have striven with God and with men, and we have prevailed. See, now the man reveals to us who he is. It is God himself. He tests the hearts of men. He tests their minds. And when God will test you, take you through testing and trials, you do not give up. If you're tired, sit down and rest. Go to bed, wake up, have a cup of tea, and start all over again. Because if you do not give up, you will prevail, and God will change your name. God will bring you into the promised land. God will give you the promotion. You can never find somebody who has inherited a promise, who has entered the promised land without prevailing. And God's grace is with us to help you prevail. The most hardest thing is to wait, watching all the injustice, watching the way you are treated. It's not easy, but my friend, I'm telling you, God's grace is there to help you endure, and you must endure to the very end. Jacob Jacob is promoted. He is no longer Jacob, but he is Israel, the father of all the Israelites. In a very simple way, so Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, saying, "For I have seen God face to face." When you endure to the very end, you're going to see God face to face. When you endure to the very end, you are going to get your promotion. When you endure to the very end, you are going to get your testimony. If you give up, there won't be a testimony. So my friend, endure. Let your testimony be mature. Let your testimony be fully complete. For I have seen God face to face, and yet my life has been preserved. That trial is now going to kill. That trial is now going to kill. You are the winner man because you have prevailed to the very end. My friend, God bless you. Listen to this encouraging message, and please share with somebody who knows that they're going through the time of testing and the trials. Share it with somebody who is going through the wilderness. Let them know that there is deliverance,